Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm going to do a classic rock reaction. This is Led Zeppelin, man. Led Zeppelin, Physical Graffiti album, and this is a song called 10 Years Gone. I had quite a lot of comments, man, from you guys in the last week or so about this song, it being one of their elementals, one of their great ones, you know, measuring it up to a lot of their best, and it's among their best, and it's one of your personal favorite, if not your personal favorite. So quite a lot of hype about this song, man. And sometimes I tend to think, yo, man, some people are so fanatical about Led Zeppelin that it's just a little bit too far reaching. But you know what? I've been proven wrong. Yo, yeah, I've been wrong every single time, and you've been right. So I'm feeling that I should actually put a squelch on any prejudgments before I actually say that you guys are just a little bit too over the top with your Led Zeppelin enthusiasm, because I've been wrong ever since. So let's do this, man. What I'm gonna do is this is a two-parter. What I mean is it's a back-to-back. So the studio rendition first, and then thereafter a live cut. And in between, of course, I'm going to do a little bit of reading some history and research and that sort of thing. So I'll try my best not to go off and talk too damn long. So let's kick it off with the studio rendition, man. 10 Years Gone, Led Zeppelin. Let's get it. That's an acoustic. No thunder. Could have been from Led Zeppelin 3. It's like a dozen guitars playing at once.
As it was, then again it will be. Though the course may change sometimes, rivers always reach the sea.
Rivers always reach the sea.
Blind skies of fortune, each have separate ways. On the wings of maybe, downy birds of prey. Kinda makes me feel sometimes getting tired to go. But as an eagle leaves the nest, got so far to go.
As the eagle leaves the nest, it's got so far to go.
Change has spilled my time, baby, that's alright with me. In the midst I think of you and how it used to be.
There's the thunder. How great is John Bonham?
Just the first time, and you knew you were.
This is a song of reflection. He left a great love behind. Or maybe she left him. Eagles have one nest. The nest is in our soul.
In my dream, great surprise for me. Never thought I'd see your face the way it used to be. Oh, darling. Oh, darling.
Okay, man. Excuse me, gotta clear my throat for all I gotta say. Damn, man. God damn, man. Excuse my swears. Sometimes I forget the camera's on. Yo. I'll say yo again. Yo. That was the shit, man. Damn. 10 years gone. That shit was next level. Okay. Come on, Wayne. So, you know what? This is a song of reflection. This definitely was one of them leaving a great love behind. Or maybe they were left behind? No, he's singing, I'm never gonna leave you, 10 years gone. So that means he's reflecting back because he had to leave. I think he was probably leaving to pursue his goals. Many a time, a man will say, I am not going to commit to any love, no matter how great it is, until I first accomplished my goals in life, my financial success. I don't care how old I get. I don't care whereabouts, and I don't care if you are the essential love of my life. One thing will always come above and before you, and that is my quest in my life, my goals. And if it's so Led Zeppelin, there are around 25 here. So he was one of them, whoever it was. They were younger, just starting out, and they had this great love, and they had not established themselves yet. And what stood in the way of that great love was the fact that he was just setting out on his quest. This happened in one of these guys' lives. Oh, that's what they're singing about here. Leaving a great love behind, and the reflecting back. And maybe the regret of not being able to go back and recapture and rekindle that, because once that ship sails, that ship of opportunity, you sometimes don't have the ability to go back. I know that this is a song reflecting a true life experience. You don't have to tell me that. I can tell just by the way he's singing, just by the way they're playing, the way it's organized to prick your emotions and to get you thinking. This song was designed to get you to think and to take you on a trip. The way the guitars were just overlapping, man. The musicianship collectively is great, but this song belonged to the guitar, or the guitars. The overlapping guitars. I wonder how many times Jimmy Page had to do all of these overlaps to create this song. This is a masterful piece of work, man. It's going to take me a few listens, but I know myself very well. I know myself really well. And I know that after a number of listens, as it deepens and I kind of get the in and out of the song, I'm going to put this song up there. Man. Tread lightly, Wayne. No. I'm going to put this song up there with Stairway to Heaven. I think this song is as great as Stairway to Heaven. Yeah, that's right. I said it. I think this song is as great as Stairway to Heaven. And here I come again with this question. Why has this song not been as prominently featured as Stairway to Heaven, Black Dog, Rock and Roll? Why is it not a household feature on classic rock radio? Why do I not hear it when I go to parties and events and functions? Why don't I hear? Why have I not heard it? That's my question, right? I had the same question about Hey, what can I do? Now, I'd heard that version before in Hootie and the Blowfish version, but I'd never heard a Led Zeppelin rendition, and I didn't know it was a Led Zeppelin song until I got to that reaction, and that blew my mind. But here's the question, man. Answer this for me. Why have I not heard this song? Why is it not an everyday household song like Black Dog or Rock and Roll? I mean, most of us probably can't go an entire week without hearing Black Dog, Rock and Roll, or Stairway to Heaven, right? So this song is just as great as all of those songs. Maybe it's the subject matter. Maybe it's a touch too slow and introspective. But I mean, Stairway to Heaven is slow, introspective, and then it picks up. I'll rack my brains all day trying to figure that out. So you probably have the answer, so help me out. All right. I got to remember, too, this is a back-to-back, so I can't be talking too long. All right, man. Let me just say this. The guitars makes this song. Right after that, it's the lyrics of the song that just gets me. Every single word, every single sentence has meaning. Love that, man. We are eagles of the nest, and it's in our souls. So they're singing of a great, great love. One of them had the experience of a great elemental love, and they had to leave it behind. And then everything else collectively, the great musicianship, all collectively is fantastic. John Bonham's drumming in this is really good. He knows when to bring the thunder, when to ease off, when to do those little things in the middle that just gets your attention. It might be subtle, but when you have a trained ear and you're listening for what he does, you catch it. What am I talking about? When I reacted to Achilles' Last Stand, all the musicianship in it was great, but it's these little tiny things that John Bonham did that just blew my damn mind. And still to this day, you know, when I go back and I listen to it, it just gets my attention. He is like that in this song. Not as pronounced in a lot of other songs, but it's the little things in the little ways that he drums. Do you know what I mean? There's something very distinctive in the characteristics of his drumming. That is what makes him great. It isn't necessarily the thunder that he drops, but I think it's the style. You know the saying, styles make fights. That's what makes a fighter consistently successful. Not so much just throwing knockout punches all the time, but it's the style that makes that fighter a legend. It's the style of John Bonham's drumming that makes him a legend. For Jimmy Page, it's the spirit of his delivery. For John Bonham, it's the style of his drumming that makes him great. And this is a great showcase of his drumming style, his range, his everything about his drumming style in this song was fantastic, even though it wasn't the prominent feature of the song. Definitely it was the guitars, man. The overlapping of the guitars and how it made you feel and how it just took you away. Didn't even need vocals in this song to get that kind of feeling, to go within, to have an introspective episode and to think and to kind of travel. That is how they designed this song. I know that already. Yo, fantastic. I'm going to say something else too. I've got a coworker, an annoying ass coworker. And for the longest time, he's been saying to me, you are a tadpole, dude. You have not crossed the threshold of being a Led Zeppelin fan yet. You have not experienced, he didn't say it in those many words, that you have not experienced being a Led Zeppelin fan until you've reached Houses of the, not Houses of the Holy, but Physical Graffiti. We were having a back and forth, and he was playing with me between Houses of the Holy and Physical Graffiti. That's why Houses of the Holy is coming to mind. But in his mind, the measuring stick is Physical Graffiti. And what he was doing with me was playing with me a little bit. He kept raising the bar, kept lengthening the finish line. So, you know, I got this far, and then he'd be like stretching it out a little bit more. But he said that there is a song on this Physical Graffiti album that is essential. It's the quintessential, the elemental song. And once you get to it, you're going to know it. And you know what? I think this is the song. This is definitely the song. Led Zeppelin cannot get better than this. And I think that this is the song that he was talking about. And Sean Patrick O'Brien. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about him as we go along. But, you know, let me get on to my structure a little bit and do a little read here. And, okay, so Wikipedia. has a lot to say about this song. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break up the reading. I'm going to do a half, and we'll go to our live rendition, and then when I come back, I'll finish the other half. So let's introduce the song and get some background, man. 10 Years Gone. 10 Years Gone. 10 Years Gone is a song by English rock band Led Zeppelin from their 1975 album Physical Graffiti. Record producer Rick Rubin has described the song as a deep reflective piece with hypnotic interweaving riffs, light and dark, shadow and glare. It sounds like nature coming through the speakers. Nature coming through the speakers. Wow. Yeah, I see that. I see that. Recording and production. Jimmy Page had originally intended the song to be an instrumental piece. He recorded around 14 guitar tracks to overdub the harmony section. Robert Plant later added lyrics, which are dedicated to an old girlfriend who 10 years earlier had made him choose either her or his music. Okay, yeah, so, alright, so Robert Plant had this experience. I knew it was something real. I knew that it had to have happened in their lives at some point. So, okay, it was Robert Plant. So Plant explained this in an interview in 1975. Quote, "Let me tell you a little story behind the song 10 Years Gone on our new album. I was working my ass off before joining Led Zeppelin. A lady I really dearly loved said, 'Right, it's me or your fans.' Not that I had fans yet, but I said, 'I can't stop. I've got to keep going.' She's quite content these days, I imagine. She's got a washing machine that works by itself and a little sports car. We wouldn't have anything to say anymore. I could probably relate to her, but she couldn't relate to me. I'd be smiling too much. 10 years gone, I'm afraid. Anyway, there's a gamble for you." Unquote. There's a gamble for you. It's his British way of saying that that's something to think about. There's something that you can think about. I love the way they express themselves. Okay, and so Robert continues. So 10 Years Gone has been meticulously assembled from different sections written by Jimmy. After the tremendous focus dedicated to such a song, we played anything to warm ourselves up. This is how Trampled Underfoot and Custard Pie was born. Yes, right, Trampled Underfoot. That hard, galloping, driving one, yeah. And Custard Pie, of course. Okay. All right, man, fantastic. Good background. Yeah, so this happened in Robert Plant's life when he was young, when he was setting out, and yeah, man, just like I expected. He hadn't established himself yet. He had a quest to fulfill, and an ultimatum. Ooh, an ultimatum. Those are dangerous things for anybody. But ladies, here's a piece of advice from Soul Train Bro. Never, and I say it again, never give a man ultimatums, right? You will always get the opposite result of what it is that you're hoping for. Even if you have the best of intentions, ultimatums in a man's eyes is a vie, it's a power play, and he will rebel against it, even if it's the best thing for him. We are creatures of rebellion sometimes, and you are going to trigger the rebellion in a man. Never, ever give a man an ultimatum, all right? As well, I'm going to say this too, and a lot of women are going to hate me for it. My mom hates when I say this. Don't ever say to a man, be a man, and do this and do that. Don't ever say that. It's the same thing as an ultimatum, but even more so. When a man hears those words, it triggers rebellion, it triggers aggression, and just to spite your ass, a man will completely go in the opposite direction. Never say those words to a man. Be a man, okay? Because you're gonna get rebellion from that man. If you're a man saying that to another man, you are going to get your ass punched in the mouth. Words of wisdom from Soul Train Bro. Words of experience. All right. So don't hate the player, hate the game. Now, let's keep reading here. Robert Plant. Okay. So yeah. So this was the last note that he said, that how trampled underfoot and custard pie was born. Okay. So you know what we'll do, man? Let's break off here, and we'll finish this second part of the reading after our second live rendition of this tune. So let us check out our live rendition. Sorry, I just lost my link. All right, yeah, okay. So 10 Years Gone live. And I believe this is live at Newsworth in 79. Let's get it.
To crown it, this is the thing that, as it's about our 11th year now, I think the song's about a year out of date. It's called 10 Years Gone. Then, as it was, then again it will be. Though the course may change sometimes, rivers always reach the sea. Oh, flying skies of fortune, each a separate way. On the wings of maybe, and downy birds of prey. It kind of makes me feel sometimes, oh, we didn't have to go. But as the eagle leaves the nest, we got so far to go. Changes fill my time, but people, that's alright with me. In the midst I think of you and how it used to be. Oh, darling, oh, darling, oh.
There's the Man of Thunder.
I really need somebody, I really need you, babe. best love you ever had? Do you ever remember me, baby? Or did it feel so good? 'Cause it was just the first time, and I knew you would.
Hearing a bass groove as well. So is Jones also playing a foot pedal? Phenomenal.
Do your eyes now sparkle? Senses going deep. Tasting love along the way. See it at the spring. It kind of makes me feel sometimes. Although we didn't have to go. But as the eagle leaves the nest, this is in our soul. Fixing in my dreams with great surprise to me. Never thought I'd see your face the way it used to be. Oh, baby. Ooh, yeah.
Who's he singing about? Does anybody know?
Ooh, darling. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, baby. Oh, yeah. I'm never gonna leave ya. I'm never gonna leave ya. I'm never gonna leave ya. I'm never, baby.
Damn, these guys are good, man.
10 years gone, oh, oh, 10 years gone. 10 years gone, oh, no, 10 years gone. 10 years gone, oh, no, 10 years gone.
It's a phenomenal job with just 2 guitars, considering the studio version. That was excellent. Wow. That was excellent. Hey man, that is an excellent job considering, you know. I mean, no studio magic, just the 4 of them. Fantastic work. What is that 3-neck guitar that Jones was playing? Does it have a name? And I'm hearing a bass groove, so obviously he was playing pedals with his feet. Yo man, these guys, I gotta tell you, this Led Zeppelin voyage that I'm on, it's just, it grows in layers, you know what I mean? You hit a certain grouping of songs and you have another appreciation. It's another layer of appreciation. And yeah, I've definitely hit myself another layer, another plateau. And this is definitely that elemental song that my coworker was talking about. And yeah, I gotta say something about my coworker, man. Mr. Sean Patrick O'Brien. He is an older gent. He's around my dad's age, in his late 70s. And, you know, he's been a Led Zeppelin fan from the very beginning. He's seen them. He's seen all the great bands. He is that very, very old Irish, strong authority kind of person. And you can't tell him shit. He will tell you. And I remember this guy one time had the cheek to actually tell me and some of my coworkers what it is to be a minority and to feel discrimination. You know, I mean, he's from an Irish background. His accent is very thick, and obviously he comes from a different time growing up, so I totally get what he's saying. But he is addressing a multitude of co-workers of color. You know, you got the black, you got the Spanish, you got everybody in there. It's a total mixed bag. But this guy felt enough authority to come out and say, let me tell you how it feels to be a minority and to be discriminated against. So he clears his throat and he commences his little sermon on the mount. Yo, that's the cheek of this guy. And he is like the white version of my dad. So I can tolerate him, I can take him. Some people just can't stand his ass, but I can take it. And because I grew up with it in the form of my dad. And my dad, he is one of those guys, just like Sean, who has never really gotten out of his little ball. What I mean is Sean doesn't watch YouTube. He will never see this reaction. He doesn't own a cell phone. He doesn't have an email. You know what I'm saying? He's just locked in his ways of old. My dad is the same way. I forced my dad to get an email account that he never checks. I forced him to get a cell phone in the case of emergencies that he never turns on. And I'm going to know the time that he actually checks his email and the time that he checks his cell phone, because I left a couple of messages on it, kind of like in the form of, you are a grumpy old Uncle Tom and you come straight out of the Georgia woods. Those are fighting words. And when my dad reads that, if he ever reads it, I know I'm going to hear about it. So that's going to tell me that he's finally embraced turning on the cell phone, checking his email, and engaging in technology a little bit. So my dad is exactly the way my coworker is. So yeah, Sean is one of those guys who was saying to me in the onset that you are a tadpole and you're just not a Led Zeppelin fan. And there's an elemental song on Physical Graffiti, and you're going to know it once you get there. This is definitely the song he's talking about. And he knew me well enough to know. He knows that my favorite Led Zeppelin so far is Since I've Been Loving You. And I gotta say, man, that this would be that song to give it a run for its money. If not, perhaps knock it into number 2. It's gonna take me a couple of more listens. This is just the first time, but after this live rendition and comparing it back to back, it's so up there. And a couple of more listens, I'll give you an update later on, because whatever I react to, after a couple of weeks, I'm listening to it a bunch of times to get kind of like the second and the third impression. First impressions are never really your true reading. You know what I'm saying? So, but I know myself very well though, and I can predict how I'm going to feel about this song a couple of weeks later. It's up there, and I'm telling you, it's in my top 5 Led Zeppelin songs right now, just by my first listen. I know myself. So let's continue with the read that I had here, man. And where did I leave off? Okay, yeah, Robert Plant was saying that this was about a great love that he left behind, and how it came about. Okay, so live performances. Live versions of this song were performed on Led Zeppelin's '77 concert tour of the US. John Paul Jones originally played the melody on an acoustic guitar before introducing a custom triple-necked instrument created by Andy Manson that included 6-string and 12-string guitars, a mandolin, and bass pedals. So he played, okay. Right, okay, so this triple neck thing included a mandolin, and he was playing bass pedals. Phenomenal musician, man. Yeah, and again, where it comes to musicians, I would say John Paul Jones is definitely in my top 3. Jimmy Page used his brown painted 1953 Fender Telecaster, which a rock journalist once dubbed Botswana Brown, outfitted with a B bender. The band again played the song on the first date of the concerts at Newport on August 4th, 1979, which was also their last time playing it in concert. Sorry, just a quick question. What's a bender? What's, where it comes to guitars, I'll probably Google it, but explain it to me. Explain what it does, how you feel, if you've used it, if you're a musician, you're a guitarist. It was outfitted with a B bender. Explain that to me, will you? They cut it from their set on their second and final Newport appearance on the 11th of August due to problems with the sound system. Page and Plant performed this song only once during their '96 tour on the 15th of February in Osaka. Page also performed this song on his tour with the Black Crowes in '99. In an interview he later gave to National Public Radio, Page commented on this collaboration with the Black Crowes, quote, "We did 10 Years Gone, and all of a sudden I heard all of the guitar parts that I had never heard apart from on record. We could never do all those guitar parts with just the one guitar with Led Zeppelin. It was fantastic." Unquote. One version is included on Live at the Greek in 2000. It was peaked at number 33 on Billboard's mainstream rock chart. Live at the Greek in 2000. Was that another Led Zeppelin reunion? Live at the Greek? I've got to look into that some more. It's the first time I'm hearing it. Reception. In a contemporary review of Physical Graffiti, Jim Miller of Rolling Stone described 10 Years Gone as having a progression reminiscent of the Beatles' Dear Prudence that revolves in a beautifully waddling refrain. Miller also believed Plant sounded like Rod Stewart on the track, with Page scooping broad and fuzzy chords behind him. In a retrospective review of Physical Graffiti, John Hadasek of Consequence of Sound called 10 Years Gone one of Page and Plant's most sincere compositions. In another retrospective review, Bryce Ezel of Pop Matters gave 10 Years Gone an extremely positive review, stating that the track was one of Physical Graffiti's highlights, along with having some of Page's most enrapturing guitar work, particularly in the way he layers multiple riffs on top of each other. Ezel continued, calling the song's main riff lovely and echoey, and over the course of 6.5 minutes, the song ebbs and flows, trading off sky-gazing moments of reflection with bursts of euphoria. Unquote. Wow. Sky-gazing moments of reflection with bursts of euphoria. Yeah, very, very well described. Excellent, yeah, man. So that is a Wikipedia song fact info on 10 Years Gone. Definitely one of their best. And again, props to you. You are not over the top fanatical. This truly is all that, as you said. And yeah, apologies ahead of time for prejudging and thinking that sometimes you guys might be a little bit too fanatical about Led Zeppelin. No, this song is worthy of all the praise. Fantastic tune, man. And now that I'm seeing it from the live rendition and the studio rendition, yo, what a masterful piece of work. And I'm sure that they're very, very proud of it. You know, it's for sure one of their best pieces of work. And I just can't see Led Zeppelin doing better than this. But I'm not going to hold to that. You know, if you think that Led Zeppelin has better tracks than this forthcoming, let me know. Let me know what it is and what album it's on and that sort of thing. And I'll be sure to put a pin in it for when I get there. All right, so yeah, man. So that was my reaction to these great songs. I'm just scrolling down here just to see what's coming up. Okay, so there's a delay on my Aerosmith reaction. Apologies for that. It's their 5th studio album, Draw the Line. Sorry about that. I just really got busy with work. What's happening with me and my work is I do work for our vets men, and we do a lot of coordinating of events and fundraising and stuff like that. And so I find myself now traveling all around from one branch to another because some of our event coordinators along like me have moved on or are not available, so we're kind of stretched and recovering. And so I find myself traveling a lot, and it's taken me away from, of course, what I'd really prefer to be doing. So apologies for delays. You know, sometimes it happens without warning, and then I'm like, oh man, that's my entire week locked up. So that's what's happening to me in my life when you don't see consistency in my uploads. I would love to be doing it daily, 24/7, but that's what's happening. Work sometimes becomes very, very trying. But Draw the Line, I will have that for sure, at least side one done, if not tonight, if I get home in time. Definitely first thing tomorrow morning. Okay, yeah. And I also have a bunch of complimentary quads to do for my patrons. So that's coming very soon. I'll get back on that horse. Sorry for neglecting you, patrons. Geez, man, I don't even know what the next Led Zeppelin song is. I think this is the end of side 3 though. And I'm now going on to side 4, I'm pretty sure. So, so my patrons are seeing this today on the 18th. And the rest of you will see it probably on the 19th. So in a week's time, maybe a little sooner, I'll try and get to it sooner, you'll see the next track on Physical Graffiti. So the 18th, yeah, I won't be able to finish Physical Graffiti by the end of the month. So I'm not even going to put that out there. But yeah, you know, I'll try my best to see how much of it I can get done. Maybe 2 more reactions before the end of the month. So that's my update. Sorry for my long-windedness, but yo, whenever I like a song, I can talk about it for hours. You're probably the same way. Anyway, man, thank you very much for joining me. Thanks for the patience in regards to my uploads, and forgiveness for the inconsistency of my uploading. You understand how life is. And I will definitely get on more reaction requests after this weekend. So I will see you guys. My next Led Zeppelin reaction, I would say probably look for it by next Wednesday. That's where I have a little bit more flexibility in my time and my schedule, and I might even be able to get a half day off. So I'll definitely get on that. All right, man. You guys have yourselves a great day, and I'll catch you in my next Zeppelin reaction. Peace out.